Hi. Now you're actually seeing my face. It's a blue light special because I found this on my porch. I've had it for a while, but I lost the remote to it because I do that a lot with things, don't I? I never did find my what do you call it? Fire stick remote, so I ordered one from Amazon. But this is something that's supposed to change colors. Right now it's twinkling blue and a few other colors. So I usually use it for Christmas, but I'm pulling things off the porch in preparation for restoring that area too. So I thought I'd put it in the living room. And I'm very, very into ambient lighting all over the place. Right now, I don't even have all my different twinkly fairy lights on. But I just thought I would say hi. I didn't copy down my poem, so I'm not going to read that right now. I'm actually going to go to bed soon because I've got a long day tomorrow. And this is that torrid sweater that is kind of low, even though I am wearing a camisole today under it. I don't know why my boobs have gotten bigger. I'm not doing anything different, and I am wearing a bra. TMI. So I just wanted to say hello and say that I had a wonderful day today. I hung out with Nick. We went to lunch, went to Home Depot, went to Home Goods, got gas, just hung out, did errands, hung out here, and he helped me with a few things. He was the one that put up the hardware for my draperies because I suck at stuff like that. Window treatments and all that. I just never bothered. I always just went to Kmart and got one of those cheap little cafe rods and kind of like it was, not very professionally done, but he's in construction, so he knows about how to do things. Um, yeah, I watched Smokey Steve and Mark's video tonight about Alex is shook, and I was shook when I saw his videos. I was shook but not shocked because I understand addiction. I mean, from my point of view, and it's sad and it's heartbreaking, and he has my 100% love and support, which does not mean co-signing, and it doesn't mean enabling, and it doesn't mean pity. It just means I understand addiction and what it's like to be in the grip of it and the throes of it. And I'm glad he's getting help, and I'm glad he's got a new, sober date. And I'm glad, even though the videos are heartbreaking and uncomfortable, it's nice that he's being honest and he's sharing with us, because that's, you can only get sober when you're really, really honest with others and with yourself. And I'm saying that from a position of being like an ex-AA person. I have my reasons that it didn't work for me. And a lot of it is because it was triggering because of the somewhat cult-like atmosphere of it. So I'm smoking too much these days, speaking of addiction. I have not been doing that great on my keto. I probably look kind of bloated. I blew it last night at work with all the different Halloween parties, and I had some pizza, I had some soda, I had some candy, I had a devil dog. Um, that was yesterday. I was 100% today, but right now I'm unwinding with a CBD infused beverage called Recess, and it's refreshing, and it's got all kinds of like calming herbs and things in it. He also brought me over today a nice big container of CBD gummies that also have melatonin in them. So if I can't sleep tonight, I'm going to take those. But I think this will work. And the fact that I'm just happy to be in my beautiful little cozy bedroom tonight instead of just pushing aside a bunch of laundry of questionable cleanliness to like lay down next to a lump of clothing with undusted furniture and unvacuumed rugs and no pride in anything. It's very, very, very good feeling to have some pride in where I live and my surroundings, and it represents a modicum of self-esteem and self-respect, which I'm trying to get back. Um, so I guess that's it. I'm working, as I said, tomorrow 10 to 10. That's a long shift. I was going to see the grandchildren on Sunday, but my daughter has a work seminar from 9 to 3. And I could go up there and just visit with the boys and with my son-in-law, but I'd like to see her too. So I'm going to wait till Tuesday and do that. And then hopefully work Wednesday and Thursday, and Friday We're going to go to Mohegan Sun, where I've never been before. Actually, I take that back. Way back in 2003 or 4, I went with some friends to see one of my favorite singers, Jane Monheit, who was performing there. But we didn't eat there or do any gambling or anything. I've never been into that. It's the one addiction I've never dabbled in, strangely enough. Um, but we're gonna go, and he's gonna teach me how to play blackjack, and we're staying at one of the really nice hotels because that's the way Nick is. And we're gonna eat at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse and some other Italian restaurant, and then we come back on Sunday morning, I think, after breakfast. So I'll probably wind up working Sunday night. So between working and socializing with him, my life feels very happy and full again. I also have other amazing, amazing news to share. I kind of still can't believe this is 80% happening. I still have to really take the leap and decide if I want to do this or not. But it's one of those things where if I don't do it, I'm going to really, really regret not doing it. It's a long story, but as you guys know, I love to write, and I write a lot of poetry and essays too, and I have a blog, and I've done that for years. You know, some of my smaller things have been published, and I've worked for like local newspapers and freelanced it and stuff like that. But I'm friends with somebody on Facebook. I don't really feel like saying names and stuff like that right now. Um, but she's a professional writer and a teacher, and she lives in Hawaii. She and I have always joked about, how jealous I am of where she lives on the island of Kauai. And I said, oh, it's such a bucket list thing for me to see Hawaii. I never go anywhere. I've never been out of the country. I know Hawaii is not out of the country, but I always said to her, like, if I could go anywhere, like if I ever got my hands on some money or, you know, I mean, I've never had a honeymoon or done anything. I've been to California and Florida and like up and down the East Coast, but, you know, never saw the Grand Canyon or any of the national parks or Washington, D.C. or Niagara Falls. Like, I stay fairly local. Although I do really like New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont and all that. I do know how to make a story long, don't I? I have a chance to go to Hawaii and stay from December 1 to December 18th. She has a lot of frequent flyer miles, and she's willing to basically foot the bill for the plane. I would be staying in a room in her home for $65 a night. I would use like my own money from, savings for food and transportation. She has a friend who has a truck that he can loan me to get around on the island and sightsee and do a lot of writing. She's actually helping me. She's hooking me up with a lot of people she knows within the literary community to help me get my poetry published and possibly my memoir. I'm also taking another memoir class in January. So I feel like this is starting to happen for me. Like I feel very tuned in to my future and my hopes and my dreams, and not in a way that's just like talking about it, but in a way that could actually happen. And who in the world would pass up a trip to Hawaii? I'm nervous about traveling alone. I'm nervous about her being the only person on the island I know. Actually, I do know two other people, but it's a big place, and I would need to figure out how to see them and hook up with them and stuff. And it's a long time to go somewhere. But I have people to watch my cats. I wouldn't get in trouble with work because I can make my own schedule. The bright light is because I keep getting messages, texts. Um, it's a little nerve-wracking because it's a big deal thing for me to do, to go to Hawaii on my own for almost 3 weeks. But as long as my house is being watched and my cats are being fed and cared for, and I've got someone to take in my mail, and um, I would still be like paying my bills and stuff like that. This month is my first car payment, but I already set aside some money, thank God. And I'm recapping, regrouping with my work hours and stuff. This is really good. It's what flavor is this? Gotta get the old spectacles on. This is I freaking can't read it. Hang on a minute. Blackberry chai. Sparkling water infused with hemp extract and adaptogens. Calm, cool, and collected. Recess. Not sponsored. So I hope you guys are happy for me. I'm sure it probably sounds weird and crazy and off the wall, but sometimes in life, when you reach your 50s and you've been trying to overcome a lot, you have to take a blessing when it comes along, and you have to have adventures. And I'm really jazzed. I still need to talk to this woman and work out some last minute details, but I need to go ahead and book this trip. Well, in conjunction with her, because as it gets closer to the holidays, um, it gets more expensive, and she's not able to travel that much to use her frequent flyer miles because she's ill. She's actually quite seriously ill, and so she said that she has a lot of work to do in her life while she's still here, as far as helping to mentor people that really want to write. And she kind of considers me like a protege, and she wants to help me. And I am so blown away by that I have no words, and I'm rarely at a loss for words. Like I can't say no to this. I would go to Hawaii just to smell the hibiscus and the plumeria. You know what I mean? It's just an adventure of a lifetime. It's a chance of a lifetime, and I can't believe I'm saying it out loud because I feel like I'm jinxing it. And I also have this knee jerk reaction to happy news or success in my life, as if I'm supposed to always just complain and bitch and moan and hide blessings that happen to me. I'm working on feeling worthy and deserving, and that was something that Michael was, excuse me for burping, Michael was always trying so hard to get me to believe that I deserve good things. I deserve love and well being and dreams coming true and success and anything I want to go after in life, because I'm not getting any younger, and I've wasted a lot of time in bad relationships, bad choices, addiction, dead end jobs, undiagnosed mental illness, diagnosed mental illness, depression, anxiety, phobias, like the whole nine. You know what I mean? And it feels really good nowadays to be able to talk about it without as much stigma and judgment as there used to be. I respect so much a community of people that share these types of challenges and struggles, um, and can commiserate and come on and complain and cry and whatever, and then also be happy when things go well, because I do consider it a blessing and a gift. If you want to call it God or just the universe or some benevolent energy or a higher power, or, you know, it's just, it's amazing. And it's what certain people have predicted for me all along. And I didn't want to believe it. I was like, nope, I'm fat and lonely and broke, and I have a shitty car, and I don't like my job, and I have no friends, and I'm unhealthy, and I'm an alcoholic, and I was in a cult, and I have no education, and I'm a big fat fucking loser failure. And if certain haters are watching this, I'm sure they're nodding their heads like, yep, that's really true. But deep inside, I know that I have the soul of a writer, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. Um, I mean, aside from having my children, who are my biggest blessing, um, I feel like I was meant to communicate and express and create art with words. I don't know. And that's not bragging, but I know I can write poetry. And some people really love it. So that's my news, and that's kind of the recap of my day and my week. And things at work are still stressful, but I still love what I do because it's rewarding to help people in need. And as far as like the body image stuff and the weight and all that, it's like it kind of just is what it is. I'm not like a fat activist. I'm not one of these body positive bandwagon bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a lot to say. Like, there is a lot I could say about what's going on right now, like in the YouTube sphere with body positivity and the mukbang stuff. I still can never wrap my head around. I can't wrap my head around having a job, being huge, and eating on TV, not TV, on camera, making videos. I'm not proud of my size, but I don't hate myself because of it. But I'm not really happy with where I'm at right now. Um, it was kind of good in a way that I broke my keto for like a whole day because it made me realize how shitty I feel when I eat carbs and sugar. I'll tell you that much right now. And I've also been realizing how chronically dehydrated I am. And I get these headaches and body aches and fatigue. And I reread a book recently called You're Not Sick, You're Dehydrated. And it shows how incredibly important it is to drink a lot of water. A lot of water. Because I have kidney issues as well. And I drink a lot of coffee. And coffee actually dehydrates you. And I just don't drink enough water. So, I mean, I guess this sort of counts as water, but I should be drinking like a gallon of purified water every day. I used to do it. I used to drink fresh juices. I would drink water, with lemon in it and apple cider vinegar, and I was really doing the damn thing for a while. I was really respecting my body, and then, you know, I don't know what happens to me. I think it's a function of bipolar, but there's times when I just fall right down and don't take care of myself, and other times I'm almost manic about taking care of myself. And it reflects in my surroundings too. Right now, my living room is still cluttered. There's still piles everywhere because I'm working on getting the bins and organizing my porch with the garment racks and with shoe boxes and shoe trees and bins and stackable things. And I recently got rid of a bunch of furniture out there. Some of it is at the consignment shop. One was given to a friend of mine who refinishes and repurposes furniture, and the rest just got put out on the curb. And people take it around here within like 10 minutes to a half an hour, it goes. So at least I know it's going to a good home because I hate just throwing things out. This was very chatty, wasn't it? What time am I at? 17 minutes of me just going on and on about myself, about no one else, really. If you want me to say something about Chantal or Anne Boleyn, I just think that they're train wrecks. I think they're liars, and I think they're deep in their manipulation, delusions, and addiction. And I do sort of feel sorry for them because I think it's like running in quicksand. After a while, you just have to get tired of your own shit and get out of it somehow. I don't know the answers. For me, therapy helped. Having Nick in my life helps. Making peace with my past helps. Having a good relationship again with my kids and my grandkids and getting that car. It makes me nervous having a large car payment every month. I haven't had that in a long time, in a very long time. But it also feels great to not be paying for repairs every 3 to 6 months. There's no reason to believe that my Subaru won't be running really, really well for a very long time, or at least until it's paid off, if I maintain it and take care of the oil and I think the shocks and struts after like 60,000 miles or something. There's someone coming over to check the fuse box in the morning, and there's an electrician coming, but hopefully, before I have to leave for work. So it was good. I was proactive, and I texted my landlady about that because it's going to get really cold tonight. It's going to get down to 31, and I don't want a winter where my pipes are freezing and the three of us tenants we have our own cottages, but we work on one pump house in the back of my cottage, which controls the heating elements and like the pipes that go under each house. And it gets really rough around here in the winters. I almost always lose power for a few days. I almost always have frozen pipes, and I have to go and like stay at hotels, which is really bad for my parakeets. The cats are fine because they're fat and they're furry, but I have tropical birds, and so usually I have to bring them to my ex's house for him to take care of. In the past, my son has done it, but anyway, I was going to show you some other stuff around here, but it's kind of boring. I bought these beautiful wooden like under bed baskets to go under my bed, hence the name. But they don't really fit because I have one of those adjustable beds and it's got like bars in the middle. But if I take the wheels off of them, they should fit. And that's where some extra blankets are going to go, and sweaters and maybe like shoes, slippers, anything I want just out of sight. Because I have a lot of stuff, I have a lot of clothes, but I don't want them just around everywhere. I have two closets in this whole house and they're small. And so the porch is like my saving grace. And I always just threw stuff in there. I literally threw stuff in there and then just shut the curtains and like, please, no one, pay attention to the mess behind the curtain. And I showed it to Nick and I was like, I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. And he's like, what's the big deal, baby? He's like, I'll help you. The man is a fucking saint. But he goes, not only is this going to be organized, he goes, I'm going to make it a walk-in closet for you. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, just listen to my idea, listen to my vision. He's like, we can do this over here and we can make a shelf over here and you can stack these over here. We'll take all your old boxes to the recycling. And I said, no, I need those in case I move someday, which is the rallying cry of the hoarder, right? I might need this someday. He goes, if and when you move, you'll just get new boxes at U-Haul or something. But right now it's taking up all this space. And I've got like Christmas stuff everywhere and just stuff, books, photo albums, things from my kids, I found like my daughter's middle school and grade school report cards, and she's turning 31 this month. But I like to save things. I'm a little bit of a pack rat and I don't have a big enough house to do it. So, today was my bedroom and soon I have to tackle the bathroom, get rid of a lot of cosmetics and makeup and, deal with the living room and the porch, really. That's it. I don't know why I'm in such a chatty mood. I haven't talked to you guys for a couple of days. I hope you're still listening. And I love you guys. I consider quite a few of you my friends. I think it's odd that I have 130 subscribers, but I guess there's just quiet watchers, or they're not watching all the videos and they just subscribe at some point for whatever reason. I do want to make a point, actually, while I'm thinking about the whole topic of subscribers. Let me light another cigarette. You smokers know that when you want to talk about things, it helps lubricate a conversation to smoke. I don't know why, but it's like a nicotine mukbang. One thing I want to say without sounding bitchy or salty or ranty or complaining, even though it might be one or all of those things, is that on YouTube, which is a cultural phenomenon and it's something that you shouldn't venture into without a thick skin, and I admit that, a pet peeve I have is people who are, popular or have a bigger platform or they're kind of like influential. They decide they don't like you. They decide to unsubscribe. They decide that you've said or done something to piss them off. And then they tell mutual friends or their subscribers kind of like their side of the story, and their followers, if you will, believe them, and then they start maligning you without even knowing your side of anything, or just, I've noticed this happening. I've noticed that there's a lot of people that used to talk to me and comment who just don't anymore. And I suspect I know why. And I suspect I know who's behind it. And it really makes me sad. I'm not going to pretend it didn't break my heart. And if you're watching, you know who you are. It shocked me. It came out of the blue. It was the last thing I would have expected. And it still hurts me to this day. And I'm not going to mention names because I'm not trying to create drama. I'm just speaking from my heart about how I feel when people believe what their friend says about another friend and they don't just make up their own mind. I have very little respect for people that can judge someone based on the opinion of another without having their own ideas and sense of friendship or loyalty, however you want to call it. And there's certain people I really truly care about and who I'd love to meet in real life. And I have this dream sometimes of like everyone flying in or coming into like New York City, and we all hang out and spend a city day. And if I ever got my place really cleaned up, I could have a couple people over. If you had blow up mattresses, or, well, I would have that, but sleeping bags, because I just have the one bed and a couch. But I have these dreams of friendship and of opening up my life more than I have been for years. I've kept my circle really, really small for my own personal emotional protection and well-being, but things have changed now for me in a lot of ways since kind of having Michael briefly in my life and now Nick, extricating myself in many, many ways from my ex. We just really don't talk anymore. We don't hate each other, but I know I'm never going back to him. I enjoy my independence. I enjoy my solitude. I enjoy my job. I enjoy making my own hours. I enjoy writing and cooking and, I don't know, just trying to be a good person. I'm going to go. I just felt like talking about all that and rambling, and I suppose I sound a little bit manic, but I'm just happy. So isn't that great to be making a video upload because of being happy instead of having something to rant about, which I realize I did a little bit of, but um, I would like to do more makeup types of things, get ready with me, um, cook with me, maybe outfit of the day, hauls, unboxings, and just my general chit chat nonsense and like dishes with days and stuff like that. But it won't be tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be a long ass day. But Sunday I've got free, and if the weather's good, I'd like to take a nice lake walk. I really need to get more exercise. My back's been hurting a lot lately, so Julie, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm so happy the acupuncture? Who says that? Acupuncture worked well for you. That's something I'd like to look into, but it costs, a lot more money than I have right now, but possibly Nick could help me. Because yes, he's generous, and no, he's not buying my affection. He and I both know that even if I didn't know he was well off, I would have just met him for coffee and food at the diner and just hanging out and watching Netflix and chilling. But what was I saying? I don't remember now. I've said enough. I'm gonna go, and those are the things I'd like to do with my channel, even though like I still grapple and battle with deleting my channel at times. Heather, if you're watching, hi, I love you, sweetie. Hang in there. All the rest of you, Nebula, Donna, Hollyhock, you know who you are. I sometimes forget everybody who talks to me, but there's also certain people that I really miss, and I kind of hope you're still quietly watching, and you know that there's no ill will on my part, just a little bit of consternation and confusion, and some hurt feelings, if I'm honest. I'm gonna go. This is 28 fucking minutes. Peace out. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.